Waitlisted, a short play by Stan Matthews. The players are Adam Parrott as Joey Green, a fading comedian. Shannon Kelly as Emma Nesbitt, a middle-aged woman who is in poor health and a foul mood. Naomi Boydston as Billy, a middle school student who just wants to be left alone. Michelle Coleman as Claire, the office manager. She's neat, well-organized, a stickler for procedure, and fanatically loyal to her boss. And Shannon Kelly as Death, the actual Grim Reaper, who is also trying to break into stand-up comedy. Narration and stage directions will be read by yours truly, Paul Walsh. And now, as the lights come up on a nondescript waiting room, I will disappear into your subconscious. On Rise, Emma and Billy are sitting in waiting room chairs. Emma is reading a book. Billy appears to be playing a game on his cell phone. Joey enters looking disoriented. Emma and Billy ignore him. He starts to turn around and leave when Claire enters from the inner office door.
Mr. Green?
Yes?
We're a little backed up this morning, but you've been waitlisted for a long time, so we'll get you in as quickly as we can.
I'm afraid I'm a little confused.
Don't worry. That's perfectly normal. Please just have a seat and relax.
Where's your restroom?
Don't worry about that. We'll be with you absolutely as soon as we can.
Joey turns to Billy.
Don't worry about the restroom? That gives a new meaning to piss off.
You should have thought about that before you left home. That's what my dad used to say. Then he'd slap me around until I wet my pants.
That's awful.
Billy shrugs and goes back to his game. Joey sits next to Emma.
Pardon me, have you been waiting long?
Since conception.
Pardon?
You asked me how long I've been waiting. It started at conception.
I don't understand.
It's genetic. My mother, my grandmother, maybe even my great-grandmother. The reason so few women used to die of it is that childbirth got them first.
Childbirth?
I don't want to be rude, but are you hard of hearing or just slow?
Hey, I don't have to sit here and be abused. I could go home and abuse myself.
Claire enters.
We're ready for you now, Miss Nesbitt.
Ah, thank God.
Emma gets up and exits with Claire through the inner office door. Joey paces a little, then sits near Billy and glances at Billy's phone.
World of Warcraft?
No.
Okay. Well, I've got a World of Warcraft joke. An orc walks into a bar with a huge pig slung over his shoulder. The barkeep says, "Wow, where'd you get that?" The pig looks up and says, "Duratar, they're all over the place."
What are you supposed to be? A comedian?
What are you supposed to be? A critic?
You're a comedian?
Big time. I used to open for Celine Dion in Las Vegas.
Who's Celine Dion?
A big deal, that's who.
So, you struck it out with the old lady and now you decided to hit on me?
You're not my type.
You wouldn't be the first.
Maybe you need to repeat that English as a second language course. I'm not hitting on you.
Sometimes it pays okay.
No way.
So you're too cheap. Not that it matters, it makes a difference now.
Look, I'm sorry you've had a tough life, kid, but I'd really appreciate some help. What are we doing here?
This is your first time?
Do I look familiar?
I've been here twice. They keep telling me, come back. Maybe you'll get lucky next time.
Claire enters from the inner office.
Billy, we're ready for you now.
It's about time.
Time for what?
Mr. Green, we need to respect everyone's privacy.
What the hell is going on here?
We'll be with you soon. Please be patient just a little longer.
Claire and Billy exit through the inner office door. Billy makes a face and a rude gesture at Joey before disappearing through the door.
I'd get out of here.
Joey wanders the stage looking for the exit.
This is a dream. No, this is a nightmare. How do you get out of a nightmare? Rule 1, you can't wake yourself up. Rule 2, there are no rules. I'm making this shit up. I'm in a nightmare and I'm talking to myself. Maybe I'm crazy. But if I was crazy, I wouldn't think I was crazy unless I was having a nightmare about going crazy. But if I was conscious and sane, there would be an exit.
Joey sits and buries his head in his hands. Death, in full Grim Reaper costume, opens the inner office door, sees Joey, and tiptoes over to him. As Joey looks up, Death raises its arms and howls.
Oh, hey, relax. There's nothing to worry about. I know I look like Death warmed over, except for the warmed over part, eh? Oh, you don't think that's funny? I knocked him dead at the Grange last week.
You're the Grim Reaper.
Oh, I like to think of myself as the Happy Reaper.
Am I here to die?
Well, let's see. I sent for you yesterday, but you didn't arrive till this morning, so I guess technically you did come here to die.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
Yeah, I know. I got to work on my timing. You're a comic, right? Maybe you could help.
Be straight with me. Are you getting ready to kill me?
Death pulls out a date book and a pen.
Well, you know, I haven't done the prep yet, so I really don't have to do it today. But I am slammed tomorrow. So, well, hey, your birthday is Thursday. That could be a real crowd pleaser.
Are you going to kill me?
I'm here to help you transition out of the corporal world into the eternal. In other words, I bring the bucket, and you swing the foot.
I don't need this.
Death circles the desk and looks at the computer screen.
Joey, twice in the last 3 days, you said, I wish I was dead. And then your daughter said, Daddy, don't joke about that. And you said, I'm not joking. I had a good life, and I don't want to live until I'm too weak to wipe my own butt. We get a lot of that around here.
Listen, wishing I was dead and wanting to die are two different things.
Shall we pause and take a moment to reflect on the incredibly stupid thing that you just said?
Are you still trying to be funny? Because you're dying here.
Do you know how hard it is to get a laugh around here? Bunch of stiffs, literally.
I suppose you're not afraid of dying.
I don't die. When the time comes, I'll have to step into the churning sands of time and decompose into random energy pulses. It's like the worst retirement program in the universe. Every virus and viper on the planet wants to come back as a reaper. But frankly, it's overrated.
Reincarnation is a real thing?
Glorified recycling, if you ask me.
How badly does somebody have to screw up to come back as a virus?
Let me put it this way. There's an opening in the sexually transmitted disease division, and, frankly, I wouldn't want to be Harvey Weinstein right now.
Why me?
You're a comedian, but you haven't laughed once since you've been here. In fact, you haven't really laughed since your wife came through.
You have to take her first?
She came to me. There was nothing but pain ahead for her.
How can you know that?
It's my business, Joey. I'm a professional. And I also knew you would curse me every night when you go to bed alone.
If you don't like your gig, why don't you get out of the business?
To tell you the truth, I am burned out. I am tired of dealing with scared and angry and ungrateful people. I would love to have a shot at making people laugh.
What?
I'm a burned out reaper. You're a burned out comic. Do you want to make a deal?
I'm supposed to bargain with death?
What, you want to call your agent?
You want to negotiate? Okay, here's my first demand. I don't die.
I can make that happen.
What's the catch?
You take over my job.
Oh, no frickin' way.
Then prepare to die!
Oh, hang on. We're still talking here. What's the gig? How long would I have to play the Grim Reaper?
You would not be playing. You would be the Grim Reaper.
Would I have to pick my victims?
We call them clients. Claire, our office manager, will arrange your appointments. You'll make sales calls in the hospitals and retirement communities. You'll work with hospice. A lot of really great people.
And I'd only have to kill.
Transition.
I would only have to transition people who want to be transitioned?
Exactly. Well, mostly.
Mostly? And the alternative is?
Look, I have an open mic slot at Die Laughing in exactly 63 minutes. I plan to be there.
Die Laughing? I've played that joint. You think the sands of time are rough? Don't go into the John. The alley and back has fewer rats.
The clock is running. Put on the robe or get ready to die.
I'm not going to play that game.
Joey, you started playing that game the moment you dressed yourself up this morning and swallowed an entire bottle of Ambien. You are literally a dead man sleepwalking. It's the Ambien.
What if I take your deal and then change my mind?
Did you know that there are life forms that exist only in the lower intestines of swamp rats? Can you guess why they've never developed a language? It's because they never need to ask, "What's for dinner?"
That was awful. If you really want to do stand-up, tell me a real joke.
Okay, a priest, a rabbi, and two zombies walk into a bar.
I've heard it. Hell, I've told it.
Not too bad. I try to put a different twist on it. So, what's it going to be? The glamorous and useful life of a happy reaper? Or an entire life cycle hoping that your swamp rat will fart so that you can see a flash of sunlight?
I was in the infantry. Mosul. Booby traps. Kids everywhere. I did comedy to drown out the noise. No more killing.
Sooner or later, every creature with a beating heart has to die. Otherwise, the world just doesn't work.
Claire enters, unseen.
My offer is on the table.
If I get the swamp rat gig, will I have a sense of smell?
I honestly don't know, Joey. I just guide you through the door.
What would my daughter think?
She would remember you as someone who loved her and took care of her when she needed it. Maybe you should try on the robe, Joey.
I can't.
Then take my hand.
Death extends its hand, fingers up, palm facing Joey. Joey takes the hand.
If you're serious about doing stand-up, keep one thing in mind.
Joey presses Death's hand against his chest.
It's all about the timing.
Death holds on to Joey as he slumps to the floor, dead.
Tough one.
Dying is easy. Comedy is hard.
Under that scary robe, you're just a big softy, aren't you?
I am a remorseless, cold-blooded killer.
What are we going to do about Billy?
Clean him up and send him back.
It's his third try.
I want to see his dad first thing in the morning.
Oh, about your comedy gig tonight?
Yes.
I hope you knock him dead.
It's what I do, Claire. It's what I do.
Blackout and curtain.